If you feel like you have been doing all of the things and you're barely getting any results, what I'm about to tell you is probably going to sting a little bit. But trust me, if you listen, really listen, this is going to change absolutely everything for you. Because the real reason why you haven't gotten the results that you want yet, it isn't your niche. It's not the economy. It's certainly not the algorithm. No. What I'm going to show you is exactly what has been blocking you and how you can stop self-sabotaging yourself so you can create the success that you desire, and honestly, so much more. And you might want to punch me in the face when I say this, but you are probably lying to yourself about trying everything. Most people think that they've tried everything, but in truth, they've actually only tried what they are comfortable with. Let me give you a couple examples. You run an online business and you post on social media every single day, but you haven't actually taken advantage of getting in front of the camera and talking and sharing your authority because you fear that you can't show up with confidence. Or maybe you've created an offer, you launched it for the very first time, got crickets on the first day when you announced it, and then you slowly backed up and stopped speaking about your offer because you were scared people weren't going to invest. The biggest culprit? You invested in a program, thought that it was gonna get you results, but never actually showed up fully to implement it. And trust me, I get it. Taking big action is so scary. It is uncomfortable. Your hands are going to shake the entire freaking time, and you're gonna be second guessing yourself as well too. But the real indicator of how successful someone becomes isn't their starting point. It's not how confident they went into it with or how skillful they are when they started. It's about who they are willing to become and the level of discomfort they're willing to put themselves through in order to achieve the outcomes that they desire. And if you're not willing to sacrifice comfort, you're not going to be successful. And that's because successful people do the things that most people are unwilling to do. Think about Beyoncé for a second. When Beyoncé was young, she wasn't willing to just show up and do the average. She outworked everyone and continued to do so long into her career. It wasn't just enough for her to go to her practice and be done for the day. She would go home and continue to practice. In fact, well into her career, Beyoncé would continue to watch her performances over and over, very similar to a game tape for a football professional or a sports team, to depict what she could have done to improve. Now, let me ask you this. How many times are you actually going back and watching your sales calls, looking at your past content, looking at the past trainings that you've done, and asking yourself, how could I get 10% better the next time I show up? Most people would answer never. And so that's where you can really begin to stop self-sabotaging yourself and start showing up like an A player and an elite entrepreneur. What you'll probably come to find is that your next level of leadership and success is actually hidden in the things that you've been avoiding. And let me ask you this. Have you decided that your success is a non-negotiable? Chances are most people haven't actually had that commitment and conversation with themselves to decide that success is something that they are going to have no matter what, versus something that would just be a nice to have. Most people that run their businesses look at success as something that they just hope for rather than decide about. Think about Will Smith as a perfect example. Before he became a superstar, there was a period of his life where he was dead broke, owed thousands and thousands to the IRS, was sleeping on his friend's couch, literally did not have a penny to his name. And this was after his rap career too. But instead of waiting for an opportunity and feeling sorry for himself for sleeping on his friend's couch, Will Smith went out there and took advantage of opportunities. There was one night actually in particular where he went to a live taping of the Arsenio Hall show. It was actually at that taping where he got his audition for the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
I'd like to take a minute, just sit right there. I'll tell you how I became the prince of a town called Bel-Air.
If he hadn't taken that one action, he wouldn't have been catapulted into the level of fame, success, and impact that he's had today. And sometimes it really is a single decision that can shape your entire career. It doesn't necessarily mean that it will be an overnight success, but oftentimes you are faced with a fork in the road. Do I say yes? Do I say no? Do I get uncomfortable? Do I stay comfortable? And what you really need to focus on in making and deciding that your success is a non-negotiable are the things, the decisions that will allow for you to open up doorways that were never there before. And here's what I mean about doorways that were never there. Successful people don't wait for opportunities. They freaking create them. When you decide to move in accordance with the success that you want to create and take action as if it is a guarantee, you won't just be waiting for doorways to open, you will be carving that out of a freaking wall, putting the wood in, getting the door handle on, and walking right through it. So ask yourself, if success was a non-negotiable, what would shift in my day-to-day life? How would I view the actions that I'm taking in my business, how I'm showing up, the risks that I'm taking, the investments that I'm making? Because I guarantee that it's going to look a little bit different than it does now. And if failure wasn't an option, would you move differently? Chances are, yes. You probably are holding back from investing in your business, putting more time into it, taking bigger risks, getting your name out there. And it's likely because you're looking at failure as an option. But if failure wasn't an option, how would you move? Opportunities aren't given to the people who kind of want success. They're given to the people who are hungry for it, who are going to do anything to be able to make it happen. So align with that energy, decide that within yourself, and I promise you, you will get so many more opportunities and so many more doors opening for you to move forward. And speaking of opportunities, if you had $1 million business, let me ask you this, would you be second guessing every single decision you make, withholding your funds, showing up only when you feel motivated, spending hours scrolling instead of executing? No, absolutely not. When I decided I wanted to create $1 million business, there were so many things that I had to clean up behind the scenes. I needed to stop waking up and scrolling my phone in the morning. I needed to start prioritizing my health, my fitness, my mindset. I needed to have more structure and organization in my day-to-day. And I needed to make sure that I kept myself motivated to lead and to show up in my business, even if I didn't feel like it. I think that social media glamorizes the online business, especially in the online coaching space, making it seem like being an entrepreneur is easy. But in truth, it takes commitment, consistency, devotion, discipline. And a lot of those things, if I'm being honest, a lot of people don't have. But it's something that you can cultivate. It's something that you can decide upon when you care enough about the success that you're creating. For example, Serena Williams, she's had many, many times in her career where she didn't feel like it, but she wouldn't have become a Grand Slam winning tennis player if she didn't show up because she didn't feel like it that day. No, she was committed, she was devoted, she had the resiliency and willpower to show up no matter what and be committed at a high level. And that is the missing link for most people. They assume that you have to wait until the success shows up to start showing up as that person. But in reality, success happens after you embody the qualities and the characteristics of the type of person that can hold that level of success. Success isn't just about that one big decision you make, it's about the daily decisions that you're making and the commitments and discipline to uphold them. And who you are today is the deciding factor of who you will be and the success that you will have tomorrow. So if you're done playing small and you're ready to stop self-sabotaging yourself and really get the results that you want in your online business, click the links in the description below to learn more about how I support my clients in scaling their business with online authority. And if you like this video, make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. We'll see you for the next one.